Take two. Good afternoon. This is the Tuesday RPG talk video. I'm not always going to do an intro like that. It's just what I was doing because it's the second take and all that kind of lovely stuff. So I was originally going to do this video on Mondays, but I had difficulty. My original plan was going to be that I would do a list of all the things that we had done in parties while playing that were kind of like a common thing we did all the time. But I could at that time only come up with two, and I was having a block. So I decided, okay, well I'll do the snake eye system as you noticed yesterday. So anyhow, let's just go into the two things that I remember doing. I remember cutting off a finger and either taking it to a cleric and having a character, or when a character died, obviously we're not like cutting off her fingers and like, trading them or whatever you do with cut off fingers. Anyhow, yeah, so when a party member died, we'd cut off the finger, and then we would use it. Well, for some reason, this is how we thought it worked. We figured you needed a body part, and we figured finger would be fine. So we cut off a finger, and I want to see an ear, but we didn't cut off ears. I was having a flashback to The Walking Dead. So that was a great show. You should watch it. Well, it was at one point, and it just kind of shite the bed. It shite the bed. And anyhow, so we assumed that we could just go to a cleric and, get it, person resurrected and reincarnated. It was probably, well, if it were to, I don't know if, I'm very foggy on, I know we did these things, but I don't know if we did them I don't know. Let's just pretend it happened all the time. I guess, because that's what the video is about. But it's not. It's about things that were an implementation, were an implemented, were implemented into the plans of the party, things we were going to do. And I'm figuring more or less it was probably, I forgot to read Reincarnation and Resurrection, but I know in Dungeons and Dragons 5e, this what I'm talking right now is second and edition and also 3.5 edition and third edition. A lot of these started at third edition, except for the first two, I think. No, first one and then the second one, yeah, was 3 point. Just 3. It wasn't 3 point. See, if I cut out all these little dumbass, little stupid screw-ups, then it's going to be a short video, so... But as you will see in the other one, I did actually have to edit, so you'll see that it wasn't editing. And, if it's really shitty, I will, obviously edit, So yeah, because I think it was like a 4th level spell, and reincarnation, that's when your brain gets put into the body of another species, which is going to be the guy says, we're never going to use that word. We're never going to use that word for 5th edition. I just used it now. Yeah, I don't like all this woke shit either, right? Like, it's a pain, it's fucking stupid. But I mean, he was also complaining about feats being now introduced with backgrounds, and that's a dumb thing to complain about. That's awesome. So the fact that feats were like not mandatory to begin with was ridiculous. The whole thing that made 3 and 3.5 better than second edition. Like, I don't know, I liked second edition. I have a friend that didn't. He's not much into tables and charts and all of, I guess the kind of stuff that I kind of like, I guess. So I don't know why I like those things, because it's a textbook. I like textbooks. But cause I find like 5e rule light and annoying. Like I liked all the little tricks and the stuff you could do. Anyhow, yeah, feats is what made 3 great. And then you go to 5 and they're like, oh, if your DM wants to use them, if he doesn't, then you get an attribute bonus. Which is stupid. Like, ah. And 4, oh, yeah, okay, we're keeping these because it's a ramble video. So, I mean, well, it's not a ramble video. But I mean, I'm having my ramble right now. We're gonna keep this in because that's just what I do. I think it's the point. It's not the point, but it's the point. Anyways, in like 4, I just didn't play 4 because they just fucking 3 players handbooks. Like you didn't get gnomes or half. I don't think you got halfling. Well, I don't remember. There were. What I remember is you didn't. I didn't get the races that I wanted to play until the second book. And it's like F that. And well, no, I am in the magical land where somehow you get demonetized by swearing, especially when you have 3 subscribers, because you know how much money I'm raking in right now. Oh boy, breaking that 2 barrier, got the 3 going. Anyhow, I don't know. I'm getting used to. I don't know. I just do that. It's a thing I'm doing now. Because yeah, it's all the rage. So anyways, I didn't even play 4. And then 5 was like, oh, you're kidding me, there's no rules. Where are the rules? Like, what the heck? What kind of game is this? So anyhow, so 3 and 3.5 are my favorite. Thing I didn't like about 3.5 I get into in the later on in this video. So because basically most of what we did was 3. And then 3.5 kind of dumped on some of her plans. Okay, so yeah, that was we'd cut off a finger and we get the person reincarnated or resurrected. Probably reincarnated because it's a 4th level spell in 5th edition, and it was probably a 4th level spell in 3rd or 2nd edition, whichever one we did that in. And then the other one is this one I think was 3rd edition. We would the rogues or the party members with the high move silently and hide skills would flank the parties that were walking on the roads. Like they'd be in the bushes, right? They'd flank them. They'd be like quietly creeping along on the sides of the road. Whatever side. I think if we had 2 rogues, or like a bard and a rogue, we'd have one on one side and one on the other side. And yeah, that way it kept us from getting flanked from a side. And if people did flank us, well, then they just get flanked right back by the rogues hiding into you know, the other side. So yeah, so I thought that was pretty neat. I think that's a thing that would continue. And then later on, I don't think we really played into these ones, but these were plans, at least plans I had to do, I wanted to implement into games. Like for instance, my favorite thing about 3, and I think it was 3 and not just 3.5, was the prestige classes. But you get a prestige class about 5th level. It's kind of like if you don't know what a prestige class is, because your 5th edition is your only, and I pity you. 5th edition is your only experience. It's much like the subclasses. A prestige class is like a subclass, except there's a little more of a role play element, as in it's not just statistical, and you have to be around 5 or 6 level to be able to do that. So I figure, well, okay, I don't want to be a boring old basic rogue or boring old basic monk or whatever, right? So yeah, okay, let's hike up the level. So yeah, so it would be like a 6th level. It's like how people play at 3rd level, so they have a subclass, and there's just more shit going on. So yeah, see, some words I'm not saying, in other words, I'm just like, here you go, here's the bad word. You're gonna have to deal with it. Um, yeah, no, I don't know about even editing. Like, I mean, if I really mess up, but I mean, the point is to be. I think the only thing that change makes me more different is makes me more different is this bullshit. See, shit's okay. It's okay to say that because that's the thing that comes out of your bum. but you can't say the other word. Uh, anyhow, so yeah, and because you're a higher level, you get more money. At least you did in 3 and 3.5. So you could start off with magical items, and this was my favorite thing I think that we did. But there was more. Okay, we'll talk about this first. All right, like for instance, we would like thing we I at least well me and one of the other people that I played with, we would buy a probably a longsword with keen and Vulpral, and we would also have improved critical. I think it was a longsword. It's one with a higher critical rate, and because what improved critical does is it doubles the crit. And then what Keen does, it also doubles the crit. Now back in 3, if you crit with a Vorpal blade, you cut the guy's head off. So we're cutting people's heads off rolling over 14s. And then yeah, I know, ridiculous. And then 3.5 goes, whoa, hold up. No. We're not doing that. Plus, I think I just read Vorpal, and that's not how it works. It has to be a natural 20, then you roll to see if you crit. I don't think we understood all the rules when we were playing 3.5. But point being is the 3.5 or 3 or 3.5, they changed it, right? And it's like, no. So we just played with the third rule. We're cutting heads off at 14 over, damn it. There's nothing you can do about it. All right. And now, as of always, like I always, well, I was going because I wanted to know what like. I remembered some of the things that the magical items that we used, and and I was reading it. I was like, well, did we use these or didn't we use these or why don't we use these or we should have, all that kind of stuff happened. But things that I know we used, at least I did anyways, was Boots of Elvenkind, which gave you a 5 +5 move silently. Cloak of Elvenkind, which give you a hide in shadows, +5. And Heward's handy haversack, love that thing. Two side pouches where you can put at least 20 pounds of stuff in it, and then a central pouch or central backpack where 80 pounds of stuff. So that's freaking awesome. And then the quiver of line, 60 arrows, 18 like spears or javelins or whatever, and then like 6 staves, bows, whatever kind of kind of thing like that, right? And then other things that I was going, well, maybe we might have got like bracers of armor +2 or gloves of dexterity. That sounds like something I might have picked up. Other things I thought is like I know I've had characters, probably mages, with ion stones. And then there's the necklace of fireball. I don't know. I drew a picture and when someone I knew from high school put down what I had him write down what the magical items were in. I think one was a necklace of fireballs, so I don't know if it's from remembering that or if we actually like carried it around. And then and then there was like yeah, robe of useful sayings was what I'm looking at going, you know what? That's kind of neat. You know? Like with the patches and the all that kind of niftiness and there's just a bunch of really cool things that I may or may not have also used. I just remember those were the basic ones. Um, but I'm curious to go and see like how these items work in 5th edition. Because so that's mostly the video. I may have to ramble a little longer just to make it worth. I'm trying to look for the thing that tells me. Oh, 15 minutes. I mean, we don't want it too long. I mean, some people go over video over time and think it's bad. So I guess that's good. I mean, at least you'll be able to watch the whole thing and finish it because I think a lot of people just get tired of it or just, well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I got 3 subscribers. Hi. Like, subscribe, comment, share. And I am, yeah, see, I don't know why I do that. I am out of here. Well, no, because you've got the YouTubers, they'll say something, at the beginning, and then they'll say something in the end. And then you have the ones that will just be normal, you know? But yeah, and not that there's anything wrong with, doing the scripted, I want to say monologue, but we all know that's not a monologue.